So there's no unit that is easy and there's no unit that is hard. It all literally depends on you, because even if you remember from high school, there were some subjects that were easier for others and kind of difficult for other guys. So today I'd like to share with you my favorite subject. Not that it was easy or it was hard or something like that, but it is something that I enjoyed. So let's get into the video. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lesodor, and on this channel I talk about nursing and also do nursing and lifestyle vlogs. So if that is something you're interested in, then you should consider subscribing. And according to my analytics, I know that so many people are watching my videos but they haven't subscribed yet. So if you're watching this video, the only favor that you can do for me is to click the subscribe button. It's free and it doesn't take even any energy. The only thing you're doing is to click on that button so that even when I post another video, you don't miss it out. So just like any other school or college, usually hear that there's a certain subject or there's a certain unit that is so hard and that people don't perform. Like that is the kind of rumor that you usually hear from the first time that you enter a certain college or a certain school. If you guys can remember from high school, when we joined Form 1, we used to hear the other students from Form 3 and Form 4, they used to say chemistry and physics is so hard. Hata ukifika Form 3 usichoose physics, fail too, and chemistry is so hard, you won't even concentrate, you'll only be getting 2 marks and 3 marks, and that is usually it. And you find that most of the guys, like after getting that mindset that a certain unit is hard, they never performed. Because for you to be able to do well in a certain unit or a certain subject, you need to have the right attitude towards it. And when the attitude towards that subject or that unit has changed, that means you're not going to have the courage, the passion to do it. And when you don't have that, like, you're just not going to perform it, because the lecturer will stand in front of you and you won't even understand anything that he or she is saying. And so the same thing happens in college, because when we joined, me even personally, even before I joined, I think there's someone who told me that in anatomy we are going to open dead bodies, and I was like, I thought that was medicine or something, and we have never even opened a single body. And I was like, wow, I think people exaggerate so much, because they tell you like what they think, but it is not what you can experience. You know, we usually handle this stuff differently, because if I remember the one in high school, for me, when people used to say that chemistry is hard, physics is hard, you're not even going to perform, for me, I usually like deciding things for myself, and I said, I'm not going to listen to what people say. I'm going to do that subject, and in fact, I'm going to take it even in Form 3. And I remember I managed to do all the sciences, and I was able to do well in them. Why? Because I had the mindset that, yes, it was difficult for that person, but that is him or her. But for me, I can perform it differently. I just can't follow what people are saying only because they think it's hard. Now I just have to take it, it's hard. No, it's not hard. In fact, most of the units or subjects that people usually say is hard are the ones that are even easier. If you haven't noticed, they are even easier if you have the right mindset. So after I joined in September, I used to hear people saying anatomy and med-surg is the medical surgical nursing, anatomy and med-surg are so hard. Like, it is so hard to grasp. It is just like biology and blah 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 blah. And so for me, I just took it the way I took it in high school. Like, maybe these people are saying it's hard because they are the kind of people who don't like sciences. So that was it for me, and I just had the mindset that anatomy and med-surg is going to be easy, and that I'm going to really perform in those units. And luckily, it ended up becoming my favorite. Like, that's it. My favorite units are anatomy and then medical surgical nursing. Why? Because for me personally, I usually like those units that are, can I say, they have like science to it and pathophysiology. Like, I like facts, like things that are real. Me, when you start telling me stories, I don't know, in 1990s, there was a woman called Florence, and I don't know, she started nursing, and I don't know, there's another one called Virginia, and I really don't like those theories, and I don't know such kind of things. Like, those are not for me. That's why even in high school I never did like history, and I hated theory, and like I usually like stuff that are the facts that are so easy to grasp, that are just like, they put me into thinking. Like, I like those things that put me into reasoning. Like, I have to sit down and reason, like, why does this condition come the way it comes? Like, why do we give this kind of medication? That's why I prefer the anatomy, the pharmacology, the med-surg. So maybe if you are that person who liked sciences so much, then like med-surg is going to be so fun for you. So for me, I liked med-surg. And then for me, although med-surg is so big, because if you've seen the med-surg book, so this is the med-surg book, if you haven't seen it yet, it's this big. Yeah, at times it even scares guys, but personally for me, I never carried this book to college because it's so big, it's so heavy. I can't be moving with this kind of book everywhere. So what I did is that I have a soft copy. So there's a soft copy for this entire book. So I had a soft copy for med-surg alone. So the soft copy is the one that I used for studying. So whenever I want to refer to the textbook, I just use the soft copy, because even opening the book was just so tiresome, because you're looking for the page and you're here, and then it makes you feel like you are really studying and you're really struggling. You know me, I don't like feeling like I'm really straining for it. So this big book makes you feel like that. So that's why I usually use the soft copy. And med-surg has been so fun, because in medical surgical nursing, like, we just do all the systems, like when it comes to cardiovascular, digestive, endocrine, immunological, reproductive, urinary, neurological, musculoskeletal, integumentary, sensorineural, just all the systems. And for me, I like the concept, like, you just challenge yourself, like when you want to do well in certain units like anatomy and med-surg, you really have to be ready to grasp the content, and you don't read it the way you read other books, like the way you read fundamentals and the way you read all those theories like management and such. You don't do that for med-surg. Med-surg, you just have to take it slowly. You just have to make sure you understand. You can't cram. Like, you can't cram the way a certain disease comes, because the moment you cram, the next day you won't even be able to explain. You really have to understand the concept. And for you to do well in medical surgical nursing, what I noted is that you really need to have grasp your anatomy, because for med-surg, it is about the conditions, yeah, but you cannot understand how kidney failure comes if you don't understand the functions of a kidney, if you don't understand the way the whole process of absorption, selective reabsorption, so just kind of, if you can't understand the way it happens, then you can't understand the way the disease happens, because they'll be explaining the abnormal, and you know you can't understand the abnormal of something if you can't understand the normal version of it. So if you really want to do good in medical surgical nursing, then you really have to like understand your anatomy. So when you're starting to do the anatomy, make sure you grasp it as a like you make sure you understand. Don't cram your anatomy only for exams, because it is not going to help you out. Because if you cram your anatomy and you forget it, when it comes to medical surgical nursing, you'll be reading med-surg, then again you run and look for an anatomy book so that you can understand why it is happening. But if you understood your anatomy so well, then understanding the medical surgical nursing is going to be so easy, and it is going to be so sweet, because just like realizing how things happen, because most of the time you'll realize you've seen some of these conditions and you just can't understand how they came about. But the moment you read and the moment you're taught and you feel like, now I understand, now I can explain it to someone, like it feels so nice. And then, so apart from medical surgical nursing, my other favorite is usually, what do we call it, midwifery. Like, I think if I was to advance in my studies, I'll do BSM just for midwifery, pure midwifery. Like, I really love it for midwifery, because midwifery is about the women health, and about, like, for me, I love everything about childbirth, care for the women during pregnancy, even before conception, care for the child. Like, I just love the whole concept. For me, I'm not that kind of a person who, like, when it comes to nursing, you know, there are different kinds of, like, you can be working in the theater, you can be working in pediatrics, you can be working in the surgical unit, you can be just doing the general nursing, you can be working in the, that is for maternity. And for me, the time that I've been rotating for the attachments, the only place that I find that fulfills my heart is maternity. That is maternity and the maternal and child health clinic. So for me, I usually like it when I receive a client, you come, we do what we do, and you leave. That's why for me, like, I don't think if it is possible, like I don't think I can work in a medical or a surgical ward. Like every day I'm coming, I'm just seeing you there. Every day your health is going down, and then maybe someone by bad luck passes away, and it's like, ooh, I really don't enjoy that kind of nursing. So for me, actually, like the maternal and childcare, and also the midwifery part, the whole of midwifery part, because I like it when I see a new baby, like a baby has been born, a new life has come to the world. And then I actually feel nice when you feel like you've assisted in bringing the new life. And also when the woman comes for the child clinic and you are there, like I actually like love it when I sit down and try to explain to you things like the family planning methods. When I can sit down and explain to you the family planning methods, which ones are available, and then I feel like I've assisted you in that. Then when you come to the clinic, we look at the baby's health, and then you go back home, and that's it. Like that is the reason as why I really enjoy midwifery. And then for midwifery, if you really want to do good when it comes to midwifery, just make sure you do good when it comes to attachment. When you go for those attachments, understand and ask questions, because most of the things that are set in exams are things that you saw them happening in the maternity, you saw them happening in the MCH, because most of the time the whole, like even when it comes to, let's say, the family planning clinic, everything that is happening, the things that you are giving, when you give a certain method, make sure you go and read about it, so that the next time you'll explain it to that woman, like you'll explain it properly. So when you explain it each and every day, like it just sticks on your mind, and it is just so easy. And midwifery is just so really sweet. So for me, I actually like med-surg and midwifery, and I think maybe pharmacology, but I think those are just my favorite units. I haven't said that they're easy, I haven't said that they're hard, maybe because I'm comparing them to chemistry and biology. It all depends on you. You will just go and do your best. And for those who are beginning, I like to tell you to really grasp your anatomy, because most people have regretted not grasping the anatomy, because anatomy now, because med-surg, you're going to do it med-surg 1, med-surg 2, and it is a really wide kind of topic, kind of book, so you really need to grasp your anatomy so well. So that was it, guys, for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And make sure you don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe, and see you on my next video. Bye bye.